Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our morning class, 9 a.m. class, where we discussed verbal ability, actual questions of CAT. For this entire week, we have been discussing jumbled paragraphs or paraformation questions. We have looked at these questions from various angles, from various one-touch points. We have come up with various solutions to manage jumbled paragraphs. It goes without saying that we have also tried to manage them in the earlier week, wherein we did one single class on jumbled paragraphs along with other grammar and vocabulary mixed together in one class. And today we'll discuss again two very good quality questions which came in CAT in last couple of years. So we have been very consistent in our classes. We come every day at 9 a.m. at 2 p.m. and I'm sure other faculty also in this channel, they are also coming on time and they are also delivering the required content, and this is happening across the channels. What all free do we offer at if so? This channel is from unacademy.com. It's a company which works in the field of making the education accessible to the people at a cost which has never been seen earlier, or make it completely free. So there are a lot of free things, but there are also certain things which are privileged, which you only get when you subscribe to the Unacademy. So what we offer in free is that we of course have YouTube channels. On the app you get free live classes and free quizzes, and you can ask questions as well. So my name is Anupam, and I'm a verbal ability SME and a trainer. And to stay in touch, download Unacademy app, install it, and go to Plus, go to CAT, and subscribe. Then go to, you can see any of these 5 offerings which are in front of you. Anything more than 12 months makes sense. So for 12 months the cost is 15,750, and for 24 months the cost is 18,900, and if you use this code Saxena10. So like we've discussed, like I'm saying that you can only imagine the kind of work, the kind of amazing content which you will get once you will subscribe to Unacademy. It'll really help you as a candidate to gain the required confidence. It will not only help you till the CAT examination, will help you till your GDPI round as well. So utilize the code and please subscribe to Unacademy. There are no cost EMI also available for 6, 12 and 24 months subscription. So yeah, what happens that sometimes, so let's talk about the Parajumbles. So sometimes the lines that come after another line are extension of each other. There's an extension happening. There is the ideas which are mentioned in one line are extended in the other line as well. How this happens, let's try and see it. Let's try and solve this actual Parajumble question in front of us. The 5 sentences labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 given in this question, when properly sequenced, form a coherent paragraph. Decide on the proper order for the sentences and key in this sequence of 5 numbers as your answer. Okay, so basically you have to they decide on the proper order for the sentences and key in the right answer. So this is your proper parajumble question in front of you. Now, like we said in the earlier line, that sometimes lines can be connected. They can be an extension of each other. How is this possible? Let's take a look. If you see here, let's start from 1. It says that this visual turn in social media. Which visual turn in social media? That we're not sure of. This visual turn in social media has mainly accentuated. Accentuated means to make it more noticeable and prominent. This announcing instinct of ours, enabling us with easy to create and easy to share and easy to store and easy to consume platforms, gadgets and apps. So say that there is a turn in the social media. The visual turn in social media has mainly made this entire instinct of ours of announcing ourselves. It is made it more prominent. Very easy to create, easy to share, and easy to store, and easy to consume platforms. Then comes, there is absolutely nothing new about us framing the vision of who we are or what we want, visually or otherwise, in our Facebook page, for example. So there is nothing new about us framing the vision of who we are or what we want, visually or otherwise, in a Facebook page. So Facebook page is the social media, is a social media, and one says this visual turn in social media. So basically in line 2 and 1 seem to be connected at this stage. So we can say that 2 and 1 is a high chance that they come together, because 2 has Facebook page mentioned in the very last, and 1 has this turn in visual media, turn in social media is sort of connected. Then comes that so this much we are sure of. What other things can be? There are 5 sentences, so 5th sentence comes after it. Then comes 3, turning the pages of most family albums which belong to a period well before the digital dissemination. Dissemination is the spread of information, to communicate the information. That's called decimation, to spread something. The digital dissemination of self-created and self-curated moments and images could reconfirm the basic instinct of documenting our presence in a particular space on a significant occasion with others who matter. So this is basically so basically if you see 3 has sort of spoken about apart from the social media, the human behavior which is seen in the family albums, that well before there was digital there was a way to spread the message in digitally. We could do it if we could we could affirm as to our presence in a particular space and on an occasion. So because family albums were consisted of the photographs which were taken on special occasions, like birthdays, like marriages, like some very important and events used to happen, and this is a new house or a new car or a new bike. So these family albums, they sort of they would confirm the basic instinct of documenting, so people could document their presence in a particular space on a particular occasion, and this is where the family albums came from. So this is how it is. So 3 is talking about a general idea, okay? And then we get to in 2 talking about there is nothing new about us framing the vision of there is absolutely nothing new about us framing the vision of who we are or what we want, visually or otherwise. So what was said in 3 was taken forward in 2, and what was said in 2 as an example of Facebook was taken forward in 1 by saying that this visual turn in social media. So 3, 2, 1 they are. And 3 also says about family albums, and 2 says that there is absolutely nothing new. So 3 and 2 are connected. Why 2 cannot come? Why? So some people can ask it, why 3 2? Why not 2 3? Why 2 3 cannot come together? Because immediately after 2 1 has to come. Why? Because one says this visual turn in social media. Visual turn in social media is there only in when we say Facebook was mentioned here. So also if you see that 2 also has a word somewhere, visually or otherwise. There is absolutely nothing new about us framing the vision of who we are or what we want, visually or otherwise. 3 to 1, okay. Then 4 says we are empowered to book our faces and act as celebrities within the confinement of our respective friend lists and communicate our activities, companionship and locations with minimal clicks and touches, right? So 4 says that after 1, that whatever is what they've written and easy to create and easy to share and easy to store and easy to consume platforms. Then 4th comes that we are empowered to book our faces and act as celebrities within the confinement of our respective friend list and communicate our activities, companionship and locations with minimal clicks and touches. So what ease was being mentioned, what features were being mentioned there have been some examples have been given, some further information on whatever was said about 1. There's some additional information which is presented in 4. We are empowered to book our faces and act as celebrities within the confinement of our respective list and communicate our activities, companionship and locations with minimal clicks and touches. All right. Then comes, so we can also say that 3 2 1 4. 3 sort of gives us a general idea of our basic nature, of documenting our presence on a certain occasion, certain people. Then 2 says that there is nothing new about it, and visually or otherwise in our Facebook page, who we are and what we want, visually or otherwise in Facebook page. Then this Facebook page idea connects to 1, wherein it says that this visual turn in social media has mainly made this entire thing more prominent or noticeable. Then comes your 4th option. We say we are empowered to book our faces and act as celebrities within the confinement of our respective friend list and communicate our activities, companionship and locations with minimal click and touches. Then comes 5. What is unprecedented is not the desire to put out news feeds related to self, but the ease with which this broadcast operation can now be executed, often provoking unprecedented response from beyond one's immediate location. Right? So then comes the 5th idea comes in that what is unprecedented is not a desire to put out news feed. So this is something which is happening. If you look at option 4, if you that 5 says that what is unprecedented is not desire to put out feeds related to self, but the ease with which this broadcast operation can now be executed, often provoking unanticipated responses from beyond one's immediate location. So this 3, 2, 1, 4, 5 is 3, 2, 1, 4, 5 is the solution. So I don't think there's any doubt. Just a moment, I'll see if everything is coming all right. So this yeah, it's coming all right. So if you look at this this thing, so let me use this also here. Again, I'll tell you what has happened here is that they have said this. If you see here, it says that 3, if you come to 3, say the basic instinct of documenting our presence. 2 says there is absolutely nothing new about us, framing the vision of who we are and what we want, visually or otherwise, in our Facebook page, for example. Then if you go to 1, it says this visual turn in social media has merely, so what is it saying? That there is nothing new, we used to already do it in our family albums, and but now it has become easy. It has become easy to store, easy to consume. And then comes 4, we are empowered to behave like celebrities within our friend list, to tell about whatever we are doing. And then comes 5, what is unprecedented is not the desire to put out news feeds related to self, but the ease with which this broadcast operation can now be executed, often provoking unanticipated responses from beyond one's immediate location. Right? It is 3, 2, 1, 4, 5. Then comes next, this is common words in sentences can be helpful. Common words in sentences can be helpful. Let's see how they are helpful. And common ideas can be put together, right? Let's read it. Let's see how they're helpful and whatever is happening here. So this is again an actual CAT question which came in CAT, and it says that 5 sentences, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 given in this question, when properly sequenced, form a coherent paragraph. Decide on the proper order for the sentences and key in the sequence of 5 numbers as you answer. So this is the saying that that there are 5 sentences, and when they are properly sequenced, they form a proper coherent paragraph. So let's try and solve this question. So this question, in the first go, it looks very it looks that every other line is going with the other line. But if you look at it from a very, very strict manner, if you look at it in a very, very logical manner, you will see that it's not very difficult to manage. So basically, it starts with your, so let's start reading it and we'll get to understand what is happening. The study suggests that the disease did not spread with such intensity but it may have driven human migrations across Europe and Asia. It says that the study suggests that disease did not spread with such intensity, but it may have driven human migrations across Europe. And so which disease they're talking about, that we don't know. What is but it says but definitely it's referring to some disease anywhere in the previous line. And it says that it may have driven human migrations across Europe and Asia. So from line number 1, we don't know whether this paragraph is about a disease, or it's about human migration. That we're not sure of, or it's about both. 2 comes, the oldest sample came from an individual who lived in the southeast Russia about 5,000 years ago. Okay. So so one thing is sure that we're talking about something which has happened long back in past. And its second says that the oldest sample came from an individual who lived 5,000 years back. Then comes 3 here. The ages of the skeletons correspond to a time of mass exodus from today's Russia and Ukraine into Western Europe and Central Asia, suggesting that a pandemic could have driven these migrations. So 3 talks about ages. The ages of skeletons correspond to a time of mass exodus. Okay. So here the oldest sample and the ages of the skeleton both sort of connect somewhere, that talking about ages of skeleton in 3, and 2 talks about the oldest sample. So ages of skeletons correspond to a time of mass exodus from today's Russia and Ukraine into Western Europe and Asia. So in fact, similar things were said in a way in 1 also, when they said that it may have driven human migrations across Europe and Asia. So we know that somewhere 2 and 3 are coming together, and we can also place 1 here for time being. We are not sure about it. How? See, 2 says the oldest sample came from an individual who lived in southeast Russia about 5,000 years ago. So Russian angle is coming now. And then comes 3, say ages of skeletons correspond to a time of mass exodus from today's Russia and Ukraine into Western Europe and Central Asia, suggesting that a pandemic could have driven these migrations. So 2 and 3 are coming together. And 1 says the study suggests that the disease did not spread with such intensity, but it may have driven human migrations across Europe and Asia. So 1, 2, 3 can be together. 2 and 3 are surely together because there is Russia angle and there is oldest sample and age of skeletons that is sort of coming up. Let's read 4 and 5 and let's become more confirm about what to do with this good paragraph. 4 says, in the analysis of fragments of DNA from 101 Bronze Age skeletons for sequences from Yersinia pestis. Yersinia pestis is the bacteria. It's a bacteria which causes plague, basically. It's given somewhere later on also, the Black Plague. So in the analysis of fragments of DNA from 101 Bronze Age skeletons for sequences from Yersinia pestis, the bacterium that causes the disease, 7 tested positive. So out of 101 skeletons, please. 7 tested positive. All right, and this has happened. This is Bronze Age. Then comes 5. DNA from Bronze Age human is skeletons indicate. So in 4 they talk about Bronze Age, in 5th line also they talk about Bronze Age. Bronze Age here and Bronze Age here in 5. The DNA from Bronze Age human is skeletons indicate that the Black Plague could have emerged as early as 3000 BC, along before the epidemic that swept through Europe in the mid 1300s. Okay. See, Bronze Age and human is skeletons have been mentioned in 5, they've been mentioned in 4 also. that the Black Plague disease was found, some more information has been given in 4 about it. That about the bacteria, about the disease which is the Black Plague, and the out of 101 samples, 7 tested positive. So 5 and 4 are definitely coming together. Then comes 1 that this study itself, the study suggests that the disease did not spread with such intensity, but it may have driven human migrations across Europe and Asia. Right? And then comes 2nd, saying that the oldest sample came from individual who lived in Southeast Russia about 5,000 years ago. The ages of a skeleton correspond to a time of mass exodus from today's Russia and Ukraine into Western Europe and Central Asia. So 5, 4, 1, 2, 3. Remember, 2 and 3 were coming together because we were talking about an older sample, and the time of the mass at the ages of the skeleton, they also correspond to the mass exodus from today's Russia. So 2 and 3 come together, then comes 1. 5 and 4 have definitely to come together. There is no way out, because they are talking about a disease, they are talking about common virus, they are talking about similar age group, similar times, and they're talking about is skeleton. So 5 and 4 have to come together, and then we can argue, and we have also discussed that 2 and 3 are coming together. Then some people can also argue that that 3 will come after 4. Now 3 cannot come after 4 because there are multiple reasons for it. If you read 4 again, in the analysis of fragments of DNA from 101 Bronze Age is skeletons for sequences from the bacterium that causes disease, 7 tested positive. And in 3 we have got the term these migrations. So 5 and 4 come together in that order. 3 cannot come after it. Okay. 2 says the oldest sample came from a individual who lived in Southeast Russia about 5,000 years ago. And so what is happening here is that if you place 2 immediately after 4, there'll be confusion about where to place 1 and 3. Okay, and also if you see 1 is talking about the study. So the study has to connect to whatever was happening in whatever was mentioned in fourth. In the analysis of fragments of 101 Bronze Age skeletons, 7 were tested positive for the. So yeah, so 5, 4, 1, 5, 4, 5 and 5 and 4 will come together, because absolutely Bronze Age they're talking about bacteria, they're talking about disease, they're talking about skeletons. Then 1 talks about a study which is there in 541, and then comes 2, which talks about a sample, and then comes 3, because 3 is talking about some migration which have happened. And also why not 3 2, why not 2 3? 3 2 cannot happen because 3 talks about, like we discussed earlier also, the age of a skeleton 5,000 years ago, and it mentions first time Russia, and then in 3 they further talk about that there was a migration from Russia and Ukraine into Western Europe. Central Asia, sorry, my bad. So 5 4 I'm sorry. So 5 4 and 1 2 3 for the reason. So we have sort of discussed this question from all the angles, and even the previous Parajumbles was also clear from all the angles. So yeah, join me again at 2 p.m. for our reading comprehension class. We'll be solving a live actual CAT question. Subscribe to Unacademy. You'll get live classes. You get to interact with the educator, live polls and leaderboard, test series and analysis, and live doubt clearing sessions. Use the code Saxena10 to get 10% discount.